An energy bar graph is a very simple concept. It's really just a graphical way to depict the total energy and also the individual amounts of energy that we have at a particular point in a system. It's the only time in physics where, at least in this course, where we will not use a scatter plot and a line graph, where we actually will use a bar graph. So I just want to go through a quick example of an energy bar graph. You should be able to pick up on the concept very quickly. Let's just say in this scenario that we have a gravitational potential energy of 10 joules. Let's say we have a spring potential energy of 5 joules. And let's just say we have a kinetic energy of 20 joules. So we know from the law of conservation of energy that if we were to add up these different energies, we would have a total of 35 joules. So the energy, the sum of the energies, would equal 35 joules in this case. So if I wanted to create my energy bar graph, all I'm going to do is just create my y-axis and then my x-axis. Now my y-axis, I'm just going to create a nice scale because I want the different bars to be to scale. So since I have 35 joules, I'm just going to go by 5 joules. So let's just say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, then 35 will be up here at the top. So if I just label these, 5 joules, 10 joules, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I'll just put joule on the left. I really didn't need to include on the first one as long as I label the axis joules. Then on the bottom, I'm going to create 4 different bars. I'm going to create my kinetic energy. I'm going to create my gravitational potential. I'm going to create my spring potential, and I'm going to create my total energy, or my sum of my energies there. So now if I were to do that, I just need to create a bar to a certain height for each one. So I know that my total energy is 35 joules. I'm just going to start at the bottom. So I can draw my total energy bar going all the way up to 35 and then coming back down. Now the next one I'm going to draw is going to be my kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is 20 joules. So if I just go up to 20 joules, then back down. Then my next one is my gravitational potential energy, which is 10 joules. So I'll just draw the bar up to 10 joules and back down. And then the last one that I have is my spring potential energy, which is just 5 joules. So I'll just draw my 5 joules and then come back down. It's very straightforward. There's really not a whole lot to it other than just creating your scale appropriately and just having your bars in the correct scale. Order really doesn't matter down on the bottom. I really don't care. Key thing I'm going to be looking for is to make sure that the bars are going to be the correct heights. And the key thing is that here's your total energy. If you were to take these 3 bars and stack them up on top of each other, it should be the same height as your total energy. That's basically it for an energy bar graph. Pretty simple concept.